What's up, friends? John here with Go Health Yourself. And guys, I effed up last time. I had the chat setting on top chat. I don't even know what that means, but I wasn't able to see any of the comments or questions or anything like that. So I've got it on the right setting. And of course, it was the most comments or questions I've ever gotten so far. So that's really awesome. People are starting to join the live chat. What's up, Mason? Thanks for joining, bro. Yeah, so now I can see the comments and everything in the correct chat room. It was just on the wrong setting. But so I'm gonna give some people a few minutes to join here because it's still it's not even 4:30 yet. So I figured I'd join early and give people a minute to join. And it's been pretty cool here. The past few days, we had some really awesome thunderstorms, and that's one of my favorite things is thunderstorms. And we had some pretty crazy ones. It's been like what 4 days in a row now, so that's really cool. But all right, so I think I'll get into it. Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about patience. I think patience is something that's super important in life in general to have patience, especially with a spinal cord injury because things can just get so frustrating that patience, as they say, is a virtue. It's super important to learn patience. And it's something you can practice. It's something I was never good at before I started to get good at it. I had an awful temper before, and that's something that it took me a few years to learn how to suppress that temper and be able to control myself because it was just like out of control. Like I'd had days where I would just hit things because I was so mad, and that's definitely unhealthy. So, but um, yeah, I think a temper can get you into a lot of trouble. If your anger or your temper can get out of hand, you can end up hurting yourself or someone else. But you always have the choice how to react. Like that's the really cool thing about life. Like no matter what it is, if you perceive it as positive or negative, you always have the choice to react. And you can even the craziest, most negative situation, you can react positively, and it wouldn't affect you at all. So I've learned that a lot over the few years is to just like they say be positive, be positive, always hear be positive, but it's the truth. Like life is so much easier and it really flows easier when you are positive towards even negative things. Just laugh it off and don't dwell on it. And don't get me wrong, like a spinal cord injury is it's very hard. It's something that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of patience, like I said. And you just got to practice that patience. But a really good book that I read about you know reacting positively is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and he was an emperor of Rome, and it was actually his journal that got turned into a book. But he talks a lot about reacting to things, like you have the choice to react to things and just life lessons and all things like that. But definitely check out Meditations. I'll put his book down in the description, and it's really good. It's one of the best books I've ever read on how to live happily and how to be disciplined and keep yourself in a straight line and enjoy life. So I noticed the other day when I wake up, I still get these negative thoughts, and it's right as I'm waking up, and I think that's out of habit because I really wasn't happy um, when I was waking up every day, and I noticed that the other day, like, just thoughts of, like, like, "I don't wanna do this," or just negative thoughts, and, it's just remember that's the negative inner voice that you have to suppress because, um, yeah, it's just something I noticed, something I wanted to say, but, um, yeah, I just gotta keep an eye on that when I wake up to, not let that negative inner voice take over and, um, ruin your day. It doesn't usually ruin my day once I get going. Everything seems to be fine. But speaking of negative inner voice, I saw a really cool song a few months ago. I meant to mention it last few lives here, but a song called "Hello Ren" by the artist name is Ren, and he really depicts on how damaging that inner voice could be. It's one of the best songs that I've ever heard, just in relation to like talking to yourself and like that inner voice that is always trying to put you down. But it's really cool. I'll put that song in the link below. It's amazing. So yeah, Mason, that is definitely right. Discipline, purpose, and patience are definitely super important. And relating to like the internet and content, there's a couple of podcasts that I wanted to mention as well. Andrew Huberman, he's a neuroscientist, and he's got the Huberman Podcast, and that's a really good podcast if you want to learn about, I mean, pretty much any genre. So I really like that podcast. And then another one is Lex Fridman's podcast, and he's an AI researcher, and AI is something that I'm super fascinated in. Um, and the impact it's having on us as us as human beings. I don't think there's any danger of AI. There are always like a lot of people saying it's going to be dangerous in the future, but I think we're way far away from artificial intelligence becoming sentient. Aware, because consciousness is something that we don't even understand. And I've heard that it's consciousness is not as a computation, which I think is accurate. I think that AI is going to most definitely help us in the future with all kinds of things. There's a really cool form of AI right now called Chat GPT, and you can ask it any question. It can give you any answer from before 2021, and then you can ask it to write like essays or for instance like scripts for YouTube, or just so many things. You can ask it to create a recipe for you. I'm just thinking of examples, but another thing I'll put in the description, that's really cool, ChatGPT. And like I said, AI, I think it has the potential to really help us in the future with medicine and just improving the human race in general. Oh yeah, yeah, it could be used for. Mason said he used it for college assignments, and most definitely can be used for that too. There was a couple people that were getting in trouble for using Chat GPT, but it's just going to enhance us. And if you're trying to do things these days and you're not going to use AI, then you're going to be left behind. I'll tell you right now. Like AI can be, it's like it's going to create superhumans, and we are already pretty much are have unlimited knowledge. It's just that it's in our hands. We have to look in our phone, but that's a really cool thing that we have. We can ask Google any question, and it's right at the tip of our fingers. Soon I think it's going to be implemented actually into our minds, which Elon Musk. If you don't know who he is, I hope you do. But if you guys don't know who Elon Musk is, he's the one that he has SpaceX. He's the one that is trying to get into space, trying to land on Mars and colonize Mars. And then he also runs Tesla, the electric cars Tesla, and he's got another cool company called the Boring Company, which is I don't even know. I forgot exactly what they do, but he's also trying to build tunnel systems in California to make traffic less uh, make traffic, a lot less congested and all kinds of things. But he's creating a thing called Neuralink, and it's implementing the computer right into your brain. So it's a little scary to think about. I don't, I think we're a little bit, a few years away from that just yet. But um, yeah, artificial intelligence, super interesting. And we're on like the cusp of it really getting crazy. It's already getting to the point where it's um, been a big change, and we're gonna see we're gonna just gonna see some crazy stuff with artificial intelligence. Yeah. So, reading my notes here. I don't know if I said this, but it's when you learn how to control your temper, you learn how to control frustration, and you start to stabilize your mood. It's amazing how much control you can actually have over your, um, what am I trying to say? Over just yourself. Like you can get so dialed in that nothing can phase you, and then you can just excel in pretty much everything. Like I said last live, David Goggins. My phone's ringing. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to let that. Oh, hold on. I can just decline out my computer here. So what was I saying? So yeah, it's amazing. Like I said the last live, David Goggins has learned how to do that, really control himself, and then excel way beyond that. So I'm reading an amazing book right now about self control and the power of positivity and how to really implement intuition. And I'm trying to think of exactly what I just read here. But the book is called Reality Transurfing. It's one of the biggest books I've started to read. It's like 600 pages. But yeah, it talks about the power of positivity. You really have a choice on how to react to things. Um, I can't think of the other word that I'm reading about right now. It's not coming to me, but yeah. And then it talks about lucid dreaming and stuff. I don't know if anyone's that's watches this has knows how to lucid dream, where you actually become aware in your dream. But they talk about how that can be impactful in your life if you learn how to lucid dream. Um, and yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Speaking of the internet and content and YouTube, there's a few content creators I wanted to mention that I think are really cool people and people that are necessary in our lives to make things better. One content creator, it's nothing like my content, but Danny Duncan, and maybe some people have heard of him, maybe some people haven't, but his channel is very similar to Jackass. But this guy, I love his channel, and it's cool to watch. Just like when I'm not doing anything related to work or doing my YouTube channel, but we need people like him in um, in life, I think, to make things, get out of the monotony and automatic um, way of life. It's like I think it's really good to be spontaneous and just have fun. But his channel is really awesome. Another good channel I don't watch as much anymore because he's not creating content is Casey Neistat. He's actually from the same state I am, but he lives in New York, and he did vlogging for like, I think it was like 360 days straight. No, a year and a half straight. So more like 400 and something days straight, which is absolutely amazing to do that every day. It's really hard to vlog every single day, even if it's like 10-minute video. So it takes a lot of work. Like even me with posting my content once a week, and my videos aren't even that long and they don't involve that much. It's definitely a lot. It's really the editing. The filming's not very hard. It's coming up with the idea, creating the script, editing, and then uploading, and then doing your description and all that. It's definitely work. So that's why I would love to actually get paid consistently for this or make this like a career because I really like doing this stuff and it's fulfilling. And not only that, you're helping other individuals. And my channel is definitely gonna expand more, not just focus on spinal cord injury alone. So I'm just trying to get better myself. So I'm not a hypocrite and saying things that I don't do. So um, no, not lots of weed. I don't even smoke anymore. I quit. Jack's Law said you were stoned right now. No, no, I quit cannabis like 2 years ago. I haven't touched it in like 2 years. It was definitely impeding on my performance with everything. I got real lazy with it, so I stopped using it years ago. Something really hard to quit because I used cannabis for almost 20 years, so it was difficult to do, but you could do it. You could do anything that you put your mind to. Um, yeah, yeah, Mason. Most of the time, I am walking in my dream, which is interesting. My friend asked me that the other day, but sometimes I'm in a wheelchair. It's not necessarily being in a wheelchair, but having the sense that I can't walk. But most of my dreams, though, I am walking. So another channel which is crazy, his channel is crazy, is Whistlin Diesel. Pretty much destroys vehicles in his channel. Definitely a cool channel though. Like really exciting content to say the least. But his channel has grown exponentially within the past few years, and you could see why. It's like shock factor kind of stuff. But yeah, those are the three channels that I watch on like my downtime, and I got a couple other ones, but those are the ones I wanted to mention. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Um, Thank you for joining. Thanks for joining the chat, Mason and Jack's Law. Thanks for joining. Um, Probably not. It's to the neural link in the chip. Probably not. It's too early uh, for those trials. I'm not about trials. That could that neural link thing. Maybe in like 5 years when they get it down, but I think they're going to have a few mistakes in the beginning for sure, messing with the human brain because there's so much we don't know. So, but yeah, it's definitely interesting though, for sure. So, again, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And thank you guys for subscribing and all that. I really appreciate it. And we're coming up on 1,700 subscribers, which is amazing, and it's all thanks to you guys. So, as always, friends, stay strong, stay active, stay creative, and go help yourself. Over and out.